on my mic. There we go. Alright, good thing I test things, eh? Yes. You change one little thing. Yeah, you guys were saying it would be nice if the music were a little bit different, so you know. Will matplotlib be tested in the midterm? No. Actually, this unit on plotting things is it's not going to be tested on the midterm because it's like notoriously difficult to write test questions for. So, no, it's mostly for your own information. So, Tasneem asks, isn't it snowing in Canada right now? It's interesting. Yes, parts of southern Ontario have received quite a bit of snowfall in the last 24 hours. I think I saw a picture of Brampton yesterday, and it is like it looks like White Christmas up there. Although I kind of did terrible things to the stream last week by showing you guys that it was snowing outside my window very slightly. It was not yesterday that it was snowing. We got absolutely no snow at all. It rained all day, but it didn't actually snow. But of course that's because I live in the lower city of Hamilton, which has its own interesting little microclimate. We're kept warm by the lake in the early winter months, so we don't normally get the same type of snowfall as the rest of southern Ontario. It's like a unique little microclimate. And, you know, that's why they call the sort of lower Hamilton, Grimsby, in through to St. Catharines area the Banana Belt. I hope the ghost doesn't come again. I hope so too. I actually think I've nailed the problem there. I think there must be like some sort of weirdness going on in my phone that's causing it to overload the Wi-Fi. But quite a bit of snow on the ground from yesterday. Snow's left over from then. We got so much snow in Stony Creek. Ow, Stony Creek! Because like I'm like practically on top of Stony Creek. That's interesting. So if I go like 5 kilometers that way, you're telling me there's gonna be all kinds of snow on the ground. That is interesting, because like we've got nothing. We've got nothing. But then again, I don't mind not shoveling. Anyway, so so the midterm will still cover files. Yes, the midterm covers files. The midterm covers classes. The midterm will also cover the material on testing testing and exceptions. You know, like raising and handling exceptions. Furthermore, actually, another thing that the midterm will test is the material on numerical computations. So I would recommend brushing up on what hexadecimal and binary are and look like. Shoveling and slipping are the worst parts of winter easily. Yeah. Yep, I would agree. I mean, I don't know. I feel like every season has its own unique form of back-breaking labor. So, snow is definitely the worst, though, depending on what part of the country you live in. You know, in Alberta, they don't actually shovel their driveways, because if you shovel the snow off the driveway, the frost gets into the pavement and just splits it completely apart. So what you really want is you want a good snowpack, so you pack it down in like northern parts of Alberta. I used to live in Alberta for a little while. Assignments are due Wednesday by midnight, right? Well, technically speaking, the assignments are due Sunday at midnight, but you have a 3-day grace period with no penalty. I can see why a lot of people think that the assignments are actually due on Wednesday, but they're not actually due on Wednesday. They're due on Sunday, and technically, up until Wednesday midnight, that's a late submission, no penalty, period. So, there you go. Approximately how many questions could you expect? I would say probably 3 or 4. 3 decently sized questions, or 4 slightly smaller than decently sized questions, I say. Which headphones do I use? I use Razer Krakens. 3 days grace period. Yes, exactly. I could make some Christianity jokes right there, but I won't. Secular stream this morning. So, the midterms covers up to topic 9. That's correct. So this topic, visualization, is topic 10. Of course, the midterm is going to focus on stuff that was not covered by previous midterms, so you don't need to expect a question on like the recursion stuff. We've already covered that. So yeah. So it's primarily going to be 6, 7, 8, and 9. No, it's due on Sunday with a grace period until Wednesday. I'm sorry, but I have to be pedantic about it. 4 with bonus or without bonus. I'm not sure. It's still in the process of being hammered out, but there will be a bonus question. Bisection method, will it be tested? I don't normally, go into and test you on the specific algorithms that are covered in the lecture slides. I'm sure you guys have noticed this by now. I'm more interested in testing your problem-solving abilities rather than your regurgitation abilities. This is particularly, I think, there's particularly no point in just asking you to reproduce something that's in the lecture slides when, it's an open book test to begin with, right? So, yeah. So, anyway, so that's a lot of questions about the test. I'm sure I'll get more as the week goes on. But, yeah, I mean, you guys should know what to expect by now. This is the 3rd one of these that we're doing, after all. So, there's one other interesting thing of note that I should tell you guys before we get into our lecture material for today. So you all remember that that somewhat silly campaign that we were running on Piazza with the memes and such to vote Moore 2020 for the MSU Teaching Awards. Well, it worked. I got an email last night, reasonably late in the evening actually, that this class has managed to select one of the finalists. What? No sound. What? I can hear me. So, essentially, I'm not sure if, it's been... Yeah! I'm not sure if it's been, properly selected or not, but, certainly we've managed to push through. I think it might just be you, Tess. I think, we've managed to push through, and I would like to thank you humbly from the bottom of my heart that, you guys have selected me for, I'm one of the top nominees, is the way that they phrased it. I don't think that means that they have awarded the awards just yet. There is another secondary survey. Yes! Class bonus? Maybe. We'll see. I do sometimes give out some bonus marks based on the completion of the completion percentage of the actual course evals, and this is different. But, yee! Dancing on stream. But yes, so they actually, the information that I had was incorrect. I thought that they were going to use the sort of official course evaluations in order to do their sort of secondary survey that they used to, I think, actually select the actual winners. But I they've emailed me the link to the survey, and I'm going to be posting it as soon as the stream is finished. Yeah, even if I don't get the award, I can still claim to have been a top, claim to be a nominee. So there you go. So, however, there's a funny thing about this because, just because I'm a curious person, I took the liberty of examining this survey that they sent me the link to, and there's actually a drop-down list of like all of what I think might be all of the people who have been selected as top nominees, all of the people for whom these awards are possibly going to go. I gotta win this for you guys. Yes. Well, it's up to you. It's up to you guys. Let's go. More memes. Yes. So I looked at the drop-down list of all of the professors and all of the courses that they teach, and bearing in mind the rules as stated on the website are that 2 people from each faculty will get the award. It depends kind of on how they're counting the faculties. It depends on whether the BTech program is included in the Faculty of Engineering or not. I don't think it is, because I believe that one's separately administered by Mohawk College. I need to go Super Saiyan? Yeah. No. So, I don't know. It depends on whether the BTech program is considered engineering. If it's not, then I only saw 2 people that had been selected from the Faculty of Engineering, which means that might mean that, like, it might mean that there are only 2 people to select 2 awards from, which, kind of makes it an open and shut case. But, that's... I'm not sure if the list that the link to the list that I have is complete. They may have done like a few different surveys with different lists on them. Who knows? But anyway, after the lecture, I'll post the link to that survey. And CS, Eng, iBio, and BTech are in Eng. Okay, so BTech is in Eng. Then there are 3 people who have been nominated for the engineering faculty. So we gotta do this! I could still lose. There we go. When we see our mark on a transcript/mosaic, does it show us as an example 12 or your percent, or do they round your mark to the MAC GPA number? No, it's a number out of 12. So, 12 is A+, all the way down on to 1, which is D-, and then if you failed, that's a separate number. Yep. Yeah, so yeah, I'll post the link. The other thing that is interesting is that they have offered to have a person from the nominations committee come and talk to the class, which, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to arrange that in a technical fashion. Probably we'll have it, like, through Teams. So, we'll see how that goes. But, yeah, like, at some point we may have a short Teams call where this person from the nominations committee will talk to you guys for 5 minutes about, stuff. I would be very interested to hear what they have to say, too. But, yeah. So, there you go. Anyway, we should probably actually talk about our lecture material today. Shall we, guys? Yeah. Yeah, and, well, just one more thing about it. Yeah, come on. Well, it's better than Zoom, Teams is better than Zoom, at least. But, yeah. Testing, testing. Testing. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Jeez. Oof. Alright. Yeah, I'd like to report a problem. Ay, ay, ay. Documents. Master. 1MD3. Fall. Code. Graphs and stuff. Bum ba bum. It's always about 10 minutes in, isn't it? Okay. Yeah. Is the audio sync okay? Sorry about this, folks. I'm going to have a word with my ISP. Of course it isn't. Why would the audio... Okay. Why would the audio sync... Let's see. Okay. Just a little bit more, and that'll be fine. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's keep going with the thing that we didn't quite get to. So the topic that we're supposed to be talking about, if the bloody internet would work for 5 bloody minutes, is graphing, essentially. And we were doing this fun little thing yesterday, or on Thursday, where we could graph a graph using a series of floating point numbers. We basically generated a series of floating point numbers similar to how you would generate something with the range function, except it's float, so we call it f-range. And, you know, so be it. We could graph, basically any function you can express mathematically, you can graph in this manner. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. There we go. Where were we? Yeah. Cool. Alright, so let's talk about some other types of plots that you can do with Python. Again, I'll say this again the way I said it last. Okay. Yeah. I kind of feel at this point like switching everything to Teams. Just because, like, boy. Hello? 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 Let's go to Teams. Let's go to Teams. I am using an Ethernet cable. Let's go to Teams, guys. Let's go to Teams. Let's go to Teams. I'm going to say this a number because... Okay. This will be continued lecture on MS Teams. Please switch now. I will post a link here. Yeah. The same as for office hours.